my thing is, she was talking about her parents, and herself getting on a plane. How were you getting on a plane? You were 13, and they were putting you on a plane, no ID, nobody flagging nothing, nobody saying nothing. How does that happen? I'm still through. I mean, she had to know that the modeling was a cover. She at that particular point, she had to know, and I get it. She's 13. I ain't trying to victim blame. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to figure out where the parents and all of that was. And she talked about getting paid for doing X, Y, and Z. But how did she hide being gone from her parents' house? I mean, these are the questions that I have. Okay, nobody's saying that this is alleged. All of this is alleged. Okay, I understand the mental and emotional impact that came into this. I understand all that. She's confused. She's young. She's 13. I get it. But somewhere along the way, there's a level of awareness that you shouldn't be out there doing X, Y, and Z. That's all I'm saying. There's a level of awareness to some of that, because she did say my dad would become unglued if he found out. So at some particular point, some particular level, she knew what was going on was wrong.
The last encounter that I had with Donald Trump, Tiffany approached me about a rape scene that was supposed to be played out, and I didn't like the sound of that at all. But Tiffany promised, assured me that it wasn't going to be, if it was anything I wasn't comfortable with, we could stop. That she would be right there, and that it wouldn't get out of hand, and that it was a fantasy, like it wasn't really going to happen. And so I told her that I would. She basically, Tiffany was always nice to me. It wasn't that I trusted her, else and I wouldn't always trusted her or done what she asked me to. But she was there, and he came in, and I was basically tied to a bed with pantyhose. And he tied him, and they were so tight it hurt to even lay there. And I tried to say something, and it was like, you just, shut up, shut up, bitch. This was basically like he was being really, really rough. And I understand, it just didn't seem like a fantasy. And I started to get scared, and he was, basically ripping my clothes off, and I was actually I got freaked out. I told him that I didn't want to do this. I was, I screamed over for Tiffany. She was like, Mr. Trump, she's only, this is scaring her. And he's like, oh, you shut up too. He just turned into this animal. It was like a completely different person. It was like everyone in the room was scared of him. And I was, it was like I couldn't do anything about it. And he ripped off all my clothes, and he started to basically have sex with me, and I was screaming because I'd never had sex before. It was my first time, and Tiffany was yelling at him too. She was saying I was a virgin, and he told us to just shut the fuck up, and just basically took my virginity while I was crying and telling him to stop. And that's basically begging for him to just stop. And Tiffany didn't know what else to do either. No one was there to help us, or me. And so after the fact, he basically finishes it. It didn't take that long at all. But it felt like it was like 5.5 hours. It felt like it was an eternity. I don't even know how long it was, but